Hello, everyone. I forgot what camera I was looking at. It's us. We're back for Grave New World. Um, we are down a couple people tonight, but that's okay because I have lots planned for the people that I have here. Let's start with the one making an interesting face, Bat Kyle.
Howdy, folks. It's your friendly neighborhood Bat Kyle here. You can find me every Thursday playing everybody's favorite half-demon stoner oracle, Jacob King. Everybody calls him Ye. You can find me on Thursdays in our King's Pyrite, a Fool's Gold campaign, where I play Badge's Newth, the frustrated, salty druid who's just desperately trying to keep the chaos gremlins that he's been saddled with alive. He's just trying so hard. And other than that, you can't really find me anywhere else because I don't want to be, and social media is just a drain on your resources. Over to Luna.
Luna.
Hi, I'm the only other one here. I am Luna. I play our lovely neurotic witchling May Lipinski here on Mondays. Other than that, I am nowhere and everywhere at once.
Ooh,
Hiding, lurking
omniscience.
in your walls. Chris!
Oh.
All right. Can you check back there? I think I dropped something in the vents. Set of keys.
About this big?
Yes.
I got you, bud.
I I who am I? I'm Chris. AKA Wayward Knight. I run this here game. I am also a player in our Saturday night game Dead to Rights. I play Felicity Caldwell. I'm also an artist on the internet. I sell my art. If you like it, you can probably buy it. There's my links. And I also host a wee baby of a podcast called Professional Questers, where I interview people in the TTRPG community about the characters they play, and then I flip the script and I interview the characters themselves. It's a blast, and there's going to be more coming out in the future. So subscribe now. Anyway, let's get recapping for what happened last week. First off, Julian made a call to his wife, Jillian, a fellow watcher, but was unable to learn any further information about the Cruciamentum. But Jillian did agree to do some digging for him at the council. Over the next week, the gang dispersed Nana's warding charms around their homes and to the people in their lives. On one particular night, Lacey, the spirit that haunts May, showed up in May's bedroom to May's surprise. It was revealed that May was the reason for Lacey's death, and May confessed that she would rather be with Lacey than anywhere else. That weekend, Julian noticed some peculiar trends in traffic accidents and asked the gang to look into it, where they discovered a sinister force that seemed to be causing machines to crash and malfunction in order to collect scrap and junk. This pattern led them to the city junkyard, where they were met by a maze of metal and debris, and at the center of which was a tower with a gleaming beacon of a flaming garbage can. I'm prouder of that than I should be. They navigated the maze easily enough, and Ye's immense strength was enough to collapse the tower in two mighty swings of a junkyard warhammer. With an enormous, inside the garbage fire, May found a flaming magical scroll of wealth designed to attract the wielder's strongest desire to it. With an enormous burst of flame, just absolutely unnecessarily large, she was able to incinerate the scroll, more like obliterate the scroll, and remove the effects of the spell. That night, as Ye went to sleep, he was presented with a dream. He found himself in a little office, greeted by a middle-aged man calling himself Dr. Varys, with the understanding that Ye was in need of some therapy. And that's where we left off.
It's fine. It's fine. He just tells himself that it be like that sometimes, and it's just that helps a lot, you know. Saves him a lot on the therapy bills too.
So you are face to face with Dr. Varys. You know, he's very business casual. His somewhat slick back black hair has some graying at the temples and stuff, and he pushes his glasses up his nose and he crosses his legs and props up his pad of paper and his pen, and he just says, "We're gonna do this."
I don't know. You said you didn't exactly like call and make an appointment or anything. You just showed up in my dreams. So, given the lifestyle I live, you can understand possibly why I might be a little wary of pouring out my heart and soul to somebody who just shows up in my fucking skull unannounced. Like, what are your credentials? Is there like Spirit University here? Were you like a therapist in life and now because of something you're doing it in the afterlife? How does this work?
He actually taps the wall behind him with his pen, and you notice something you didn't before, and it's actually a series of certification, uh, like certificates, from various universities. There's like an undergrad, a grad, and a doctorate. Um, and they all list his name and his certifications, and he says, "Don't worry, I'm legit," as they say.
He's gonna get up and get a closer look at the diplomas, because if they all say like University of Phoenix or something, he's not falling for that again.
There's one from they're from pretty prestigious universities. One from University of Michigan, one from like I don't know universities. But like um they're legit universities with like good psych programs.
Okay. Still not sure how this works. Are you like a spirit? Is this some sort of astral sending? What's the deal with this?
This is simply a manifestation of something you need.
All right, he's gonna tap on his connection to the powers that be and just be like, "Hey, yo, is this y'all?" They probably won't answer, but it's worth asking because they're the old.
You actually hold on a sec.
All right, because just to be fair, unless the powers that be are like, "Yeah, we sent him," friggin' take the help, you douche nozzle. Yeah, he's gonna eat this guy right out of his fucking brain case.
You don't get words back from the powers that be, but you get a strong inclination to sit your ass on the couch.
All right, well, no eating today then. All right, so yeah, he just looks up for a moment, pinches the bridge of his nose. He's just, all right. So he takes a seat on the couch, but he's not going to do that lie back thing. You know, as therapists don't really do that anymore. And instead go, all right, well, I get the feeling this is real for a given value of real and necessary. So where do we start?
Where do you think it's most important to start?
Where I think it's most important to start, even with the endorsement from upstairs, we're not starting. We're not there yet.
Fair enough.
But if I have to start anywhere, I've been lonely for a long time.
Sorry, that was Chris laughing.
I was gonna say, I swear to Christ, if he starts giggling at Ye's pain,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
beat this guy
sorry.
on the floor
That
like
was
a freaking rug.
no. That was Chris is an ass sometimes. That was not him.
Okay, all right. All right, let me settle back in here. Yeah, I've been lonely for a long time. I mean, well, what do you know about me? Did you get a bunch of previous information, life story, anything like that? Or are you coming into this pretty much blind?
I know what I need to know, but I'd rather hear it from you.
Uh, well, I can't say that I wasn't raised with love because I was. I have the best parents. But being who and what they are, um, definitely meant that from the get-go I was on the outside of both sides of the coin, as it were. Like I couldn't, show the human world what I really am. And the demon world is not often kind to half-breeds, especially half-breeds that are pretty much unique. Because to my knowledge, none of my people besides Dad have ever actually been to this plane. Um, they raised me well. I feel like they really did. They did their best for me. And I had an okay, very guarded childhood. I couldn't really have close or best friends because as a kid, you want to tell your best friend everything. We didn't really live near other demons. My parents thought it was safer. I can't say that they were wrong, but I I felt kind of isolated my whole life. So do you do you know how I got the connection to the higher powers? They tell you that, or is this going to be another of those? I know what I need to know, but I want to hear it from you because I got to tell you that's a little condescending. Or at least comes off that way. Could be because I'm really sober right now. Do you know, or do I need to rehash it?
He knows. Chris is struggling to remember.
Well, then he'll just pretend like he got told that same bullshit, and he'll just save that idea for later. But it actually got worse when I was a teen, um, because my powers started to manifest. I could see things like an oracle, not the hurdy kind of oracle, but I could see glimpses of the future. I could see a lot, and I couldn't, once again, couldn't really let out the demon side to humans, and uh, honestly thought other demons were pretty stuck up by that point. But I could pretend to be psychic, and even maybe not pretend so much. So I did that without my parents knowing. Um, doing readings, and at first just kind of trying to help people from the sheer joy of having this ability. Uh, but I was also a teen doing something I couldn't, wasn't going to talk to my parents about and couldn't really talk to anybody else about. Once again, regular humans, didn't know any really other witches or anything. And I got cocky and I got greedy and I tried to force my gift to show me things that I wanted. Money, gambling on sports and such. And I think that's when the higher powers got a little pissed that I was being selfish. And before, I don't know if they were going to do something else, but my playing around got somebody who I was starting to consider a friend killed. I told him what I needed to tell him to get an outcome that I wanted, but I didn't see what the actual full end result would be. And I'm not going into that right now. But that was about the time my visions changed. I couldn't make them happen anymore. The powers that be made them happen. And they went from just being sort of picture in a sense to a full sensory immersion. Do you know what it's like to be eaten by a giant acid slug? Because I do. I know how it feels to die a lot of different ways. And I know fear quite intimately at this point because I've had to feel so many other people's terror and pain. And here we are years later, and it's still happening. It didn't take a genius to figure out what the powers that be wanted me to do with these powers or with these visions and being what I am. So, Dad, I finally came clean to my parents, and Dad took me aside and started to train me because we couldn't stop the visions, but he could at least show me how to stay alive and help these people who were in danger. And I thought, okay, I'll work this off. This is my gift abusing parole, and do it for a while, and then they'll let me go. And that hasn't been the case. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not upset about the people that I have been able to save. I feel like I've done a lot of good in the world, but it has only isolated me that much more. So much more. Because I went from just being a half-breed to killing demons. Not just vampires, other demons, cultists, you name it. I've probably fought some of it. So that world's fairly closed off to me at this point, and still can't show 99.9999 repeating decimal percent of the human world what I really am. I have to hide my strength. I have to hide how fast I heal. I have to hide so much about myself just to get by. I do have some friends now, though, who know the truth. One of which has since left us because this wasn't the life for her, and I don't blame her at all. And one of whom died because I was not enough to save her. So I'm not really batting 1,000 on this whole friends thing either. And I'm tired. I'm really tired.
gonna say some things that sound kind of shitty, but
I will
it's to make you
try
think.
not to punch your head off your shoulders. I just
Oh, you couldn't do that, but I I appreciate the thought. Have you ever considered that since no one was able to stop it, maybe no one's to blame? I'm absolutely not saying that some greater power ordained that it had to be so. But from what I understand, everyone did everything that they could with what they had.
is that it? Is that the thought? Just want to make sure you're done before I respond.
It's a shit thought. I know it's a shit thought, but
No, I'm still ridiculously mad about it. The powers that be could do all of this to me and make me feel everything that I felt because of one death. That was my fault. I do not try to absolve myself of that. But the one thing that they could have given me was the vision that would have saved her life. I saved so many other people that I did not know and never saw again. One of the few people that mattered to me, they just said, nah, you don't need to see this. It's just going to be what it's going to be. Maybe if I didn't see these visions, maybe if this wasn't my fucking curse, I could say, oh yeah, we did everything and there was no recourse. But that's not where this was. And I knew something was going to happen, and I couldn't force the visions. I couldn't figure out what I needed to do, and she died, alone and afraid. And I had to hold her in my arms as the sun came up, and she turned to Ash and asked, I thought you were my friend. So don't fucking sit there and tell me that the world just is what it is sometimes and that everything that happened for a reason and that nobody could have done anything because something could have been done. But I wasn't enough. And I live with that every day. So what else you got, Doc?
he thinks on it. I think how much of this do your friends know? And I'm not saying how much have you told them. I'm saying how much have you let them see of this?
Ash has seen some of it. I mean, May hasn't been around long enough yet to see this. Uh, Jack, I think might understand in part, but he carries his own pain, and I worry he's breaking, and I don't know how to help him either. And Tweety Daddy is just he doesn't need to know this. He's got enough on his plate just trying to be a watcher for Ash. It's a full-time fucking job. God love him, but it's a full-time job. He's not here for me.
How do you know that? Have you asked him?
He's made it clear where his priorities lie. He'll help us as long as it's helping Ash.
Have you asked him if he'll help you?
He gets out a Spectral Kleenex. Gives that a little dab. No. No, I have not. And honestly, I don't know how he could help. He's not a therapist. He hasn't, like, I know he's a watcher and he's read a lot of books and such, but he hasn't lived this life. I mean,
You don't always need a therapist. I mean, you need a therapist, but you don't need your friends to be therapists. You just need them to be friends.
and they are my friends. But
Then let them be your friends. I'm
I
sorry.
am.
I'm getting. Are you?
Yeah. Ash and I have shared quite a bit. Like I said, Cheryl,
Then why are you the only one who thinks you can support? Are you letting yourself lean on your friends? Or are you only letting your friends lean on you?
I think we both know the answer to that.
If you want things
Ash,
to change,
it's not the
you gotta
time.
try to.
It's not that time. Ash is barely holding it together right now with this whole Slayer thing. Ash has been in the life, has known about this world for like half a year. And Jack is
You know who's
gone.
known about this world for a pretty long while, though?
I'm not answering that question. You just go ahead and blurt out the name. Go ahead and say it.
Hey, it starts with J and ends in Ulian.
Oh, Geraldo Ulian. I know that guy. Yeah. I've sold to him a few times. I did not know he was
Smart ass.
Look, you got my file. If you know enough, then you know what I am. You knew this
Oh, I
wasn't
know
good.
what you are.
I'm probably Nana, yes.
Oh, yeah, Nana. I think she could be good for you.
Nana's pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. But Nana is also Nana and May are a very recent development as well. And I'm not gonna pour my heart and soul out to them. We're not at that point. If you know anything, you know it takes me a long time.
Yeah. Feeling powerless in spite of your powers is a huge blow to everything. Have you let me put it this way. Have you let anyone see you cry
Fuck
besides
no.
me?
Do you think I'm crazy? Not letting anybody see me cry? Show weakness? You can't ever show weakness.
Oh my.
That's when they pounce. Look, you can roll your fucking eyes at me. I'm sure all of
Sorry,
your.
that was involuntary and
Oh,
not from him.
oh, okay.
I'm so sorry.
Ye was about to fucking lose it.
That that slipped out of my mouth and I feel so terrible. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm like an a-hole tonight.
It's because you're pulling a Sarah here and looking at chat when you probably shouldn't be, and chat is derailing you.
I've only peeked like twice. Anyway.
And both times it's broken the flow. J'accuse!
Okay, I will put chat away. I will put chat away. Okay, chat's gone.
Anyway, all right, so we'll wind back that little piece, but I can't stop wearing the mask. I can't at this point. It's part of me. I've had to pretend to be something else all of my life. And now you're like, oh, have you ever let somebody see you cry? Why don't you just talk to Julian about these things?
You feel like you could take the mask off to anybody? And I'm not just talking about the people outside of yourself.
I mean, take the mask off to myself. I don't know about taking it off, but it's definitely feeling like it's starting to crack.
That's called progress.
That is a word for it.
Yeah, among other things, but we try to frame things in a relatively positive way.
That's great. I'm happy for you that you try to do that. But my best friend is also, once again, in terrible fucking danger from something that I don't know I can protect them from. So this is not a time for there to be cracks or weakness.
How do you think you fix those cracks?
More weed. Stronger weed.
I'm going to tell you straight up that's not the answer. And I know you know that.
I mean, maybe I do, but the sticky icky has kind of been what's been holding me together for a while now. And I don't feel like I've really had a lot of other great options, so
what do you think would make you ever let yourself be vulnerable in front of people?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Like in your wildest dreams.
Maybe if we reached a point where I didn't have to be the protector all the time. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. It's not something I've really thought about before. Not really. I mean, everybody kind of daydreams, but even in my daydreams, it was just kind of like it just magically happened that that I didn't have to do this anymore. But I know now it's not gonna end. It's never gonna end. One day I'm gonna have a vision and I'm gonna go out to do what I do, and I'm not coming home. And that's how it ends.
He looks like he's gonna say something. And then he seems like he kind of retracts the thought from his mind. He looks like he wants to tell you something, but he can't. I know you have, let's not beat around the bush, you have tremendous trust issues. And I'm not going to ask you to believe what I'm about to say because it's going to sound like bullshit. But you have people looking out for you that you don't even know about. The powers that be. You know, I can't say if they picked you for a specific reason, but they pick people. And they don't just they don't just waste their choices.
Well, all right then. This has definitely been an experience.
All right. See you next week.
Yeah.
Hard cut. The room just fades into nothing. You are left. Actually, make me a perception notice check.
Alrighty. One success.
One success. You just kind of notice that the room just eases away in a calm and unstressful manner. And you are left in kind of I guess for lack of a better term, like a blank oblivion. But it's not a bad oblivion. It is simply a blank slate. And in front of you on the ground, it's everything is kind of just white. But you can you're standing on something. So like there is a surface that you can just perceive the way you just perceive things in dreams. In front of you on this ground is Dr. Varys's pen.
Glittering in my brain. Rude. He's not touching it. Hell no.
It starts it starts to levitate up to just directly in front of you. And it senses your hesitation, your unwillingness, and it turns into just like a magic marker, basically. No connection to Dr. Varys.
Don't care. Shape-shifting pen. Not dealing with this. Not touching it.
Okay. It's going to uncap itself. And it basically marks, it gets closer to you, and you don't.
Unless the dream is making me like not be able to move away. Ye will play a game of avoid the tag with this freaking magic marker.
Make me just a straight willpower roll. Not doubled, just straight willpower. Two. Okay. You're able to kind of crane your neck backwards to avoid it for as long as you can. But eventually the marker touches your forehead. And you know that you have control to do anything in this blank space.
What I want to do is wake up. Because I am fucking tired of this dream bullshit.
You can wake up.
Yeah, I can. And I am. I'm done. I'm out. I don't want to play magic marker in the infinite void. That's whatever this was intended to be. Ye is not fucking with it. This is not the vibe.
That's fine. So you wake up. It is maybe like 1 a.m. And what do you kind of. What do you sort of. How would you describe the presence of these visions always being in your head, kind of feeling like to you?
It's a constant sense of uncomfortable anticipation because I never know when the visions are going to strike, but I know they're going to hurt. They're going to feel terrible. They're going to be terrible. But it also means I can save someone. That someone needs my help and I can do something concrete.
So when you wake up, you normally wake up from dreams feeling just kind of, I don't want to say destroyed, but haunted, I think, in a way. Is that accurate enough?
Yeah, drained. Usually with lingering sense of helplessness and dread because these
Kind of like these. Oh, sorry.
I was like, because these nightmares when they happen, they, you know, they know where and how to strike for maximum effect. And so the next day is just a general off day.
So I think these ghosts of of anxiety and anticipation and dread that you normally wake up with, you don't feel any of those as you wake up from this dream. It's
Huh.
like the normal horrible screeching fan that runs in your brain after these things has been turned off, and you just hear silence for the first time in a long time.
Oh, now I get it. I have become comfortably numb. Well,
And that's where we're gonna leave this
it's Ye's turn or May's turn for therapy. Yes.
So
It's like Luna doesn't even get therapy, but my character does. Okay.
I object.
I object.
So this is what happens. More than a month actually goes by. It's now nearly March. And yay, you have been getting visits from Dr. Varys. And you have been working on things with him. I will let you decide how slowly or quickly you work on these issues.
Slowly. Very slowly.
Oh, come on.
No, Ye is still very wary about this whole thing. The powers that be can say sit your ass down, but as far as Ye's concerned, this just could be, another way for them to keep hooks in him so he keeps doing the work that they make him do. He does it maybe a little more willingly. He doesn't burn out quite as fast.
Every time that you have these dreams with Dr. Varys, you're presented with the magic marker. You are given the opportunity to use it. Do you ever use it?
Draw poorly, not exactly fully rectangular doors with little flat doorknobs and then open the door to something? What? Yay! Just looks at this marker like I don't care if the inside of my brain is now part whiteboard or whatever the goal of this is. I don't get what the point is, and I don't want to play.
It kind of like dips its tips like it's nodding and then just it'll poof away every time, but it gives you the opportunity every time.
To do what? Does anybody actually explain what the fucking point is? Because right now, Ye
Have
just
you
feels like
tried using the marker?
No, because that's how they get you. There's no EULA
Then
to
you
read
won't
for this.
No,
I won't. And the powers that be and the friggin' Dr. Varys and all them should know if somebody's not going to say what the point of it is and what it's for and give him a little friggin', game booklet or something on the infinite void and the freaking marker, Ye's not gonna do it. And in fact, now it's just kind of become a battle of wills and like a puckish stubbornness. He's just
fair enough.
they can either tell him what the point is and what he's supposed to do with it, or they can keep wasting their time and he can keep arguing with a marker. Which really doesn't do a lot for his sense of mental health. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like the whole psychiatrist thing, it's slowly starting to help. He's slowly starting to kind of go along with the flow there. But then the fact that it caps with a magic marker that wants him to do things and emotes at him, but there's no explanation or anything. That's wasted time. Every time.
You do wake up every time from these dreams with that quietness in your head.
Which is nice. That is appreciated.
So across this sort of month and a half, I imagine working on wards, going on patrols with Ash.
Helping Nana around the house. This has kind of become a thing.
She is very grateful. Make me just yay. Yeah, just yay. Make me a perception notice with a +2.
Wait, does May go on patrol with Ye and Ash at any time, or is Ye definitely not a... Yeah, that's what I figured. Woof! Good thing you gave me that +2. One success.
One success. Okay. It takes a good while, but towards the end of this period of time, you notice that Julian looks stressed as hell.
Oh, and nope, I'm going to clarify that because I looked at chat this time. Ye will hang out with May as well, but he's also helping Nana.
Don't lie. You're there for Nana. Don't you lie to me. You're only there for her.
It can be two things. But yes, other than that, finally Ye will just be like, he'll sit down with Julian after one of Julian's classes and be like, bro, you look like you are coming apart at the seams. What's up? No movement on this whole Cruciamentum thing? More Slayers dying? What's...
He looks at you like there is what are the words I'm looking for? He looks at you like something inside him is losing hope. And he just gestures with his head to meet him in his office.
All right. He will, he'll wander into the office, take a seat, close the door, the whole thing. I see they patched those knife marks on the wall. That's good.
Oh, no, I patched those knife marks in the wall.
That's fair.
He looks at you and he says, I'm not doing this because I don't trust you. I'm doing this because I don't trust other students. And he goes and he locks his office door for privacy reasons. And then he walks back and he says, Jillian hasn't found anything. Absolutely nothing. And that is not like the Watchers. They record everything.
Unless this is something they wanted to keep secret, in a way they can remove
I mean, very
unruly
possibly.
slayers, a form of control. Or they realized that their dumbasses had made something that was dangerous to their best weapon and tried to bury all evidence of it, yet it has resurfaced somewhere in the records of a renegade slayer.
He's like biting his lip and trying to clearly work up the courage to say something. And he's like, Slayers are still dying. I don't know how to tell Ash. That's not even the thing I don't know how to tell Ash about. It got worse.
How worse? Are they just dying at an accelerated rate?
A little bit, but I got a call last night from another Watcher colleague of mine, actually the same Watcher colleague of mine. His Watcher, or sorry, his Slayer, oh god,
Was
it
killed and
appears that
turned?
she killed herself. And he, like, actively looks sick saying it. Which I want to stress is something that we absolutely don't believe. He's in shock because his Slayer loved her job. His Slayer adored being a Slayer. So she would not take her own life. He's positive of that.
Which likely means they stripped her of her powers, and when she was weak, they used something, magic, mind control, things that her powers normally would have protected her from, to stage a suicide.
I mean, we have no proof of that. We have no evidence to even begin to suggest that it was set up or framed or you can like feel him starting to like try to not have a panic attack. The energy in the room is kind of ridiculous, and he's like,
Julian, breathe, deep breaths. Seriously, I know this is a fucked situation. Deep breaths.
I don't know how to tell Ash. I don't know how to explain that they're more in danger, but I want to be able to keep her safe.
Yeah, I
But
want to.
I'm just
Well, look, Julian, I'm a fucking half demon oracle. I am ridiculously strong, ridiculously tough, and I can't keep people safe. You're not a failure, my guy. You're doing everything that you can to get to the bottom of this. And we need you. We rely on your knowledge to do that. So you can't spiral here. It's okay and perfectly valid to feel what you're feeling, but you need to accept it, acknowledge it, and then step past it. And I know how that sounds coming from me. But we're not focusing on me right now. This isn't about me. This is about you. So, we have Ash warded. I have to wonder, did your watcher friend have his Slayer's domicile warded at all? Do you know? Because that could be important. Remember, Ash was experiencing those dream attacks before we got the words from Nana up, plus the ones that you worked out. All the words. I know
it
he's
seems
probably
to
touchy.
just it seemed like it came out of nowhere. He said honestly he didn't mention premonitions or
Well, that doesn't mean
if
that doesn't mean there weren't any if she didn't open up to him about it.
yes, exactly. My thought exactly. I don't I don't have enough information.
None of
I've
us do,
never
but
not had enough information.
well, um, what you can do right now, I would say, is reach out to your friend and any other watchers who've lost a Slayer recently and see if they'd had any sort of premonitions themselves that they had shared with their watcher, or if they had their homes warded. Both of those things are important things to know. And I know that might involve a lot of calling and a lot of British accents and such. I'm sure you manage, but that's what we need
No,
to know
no,
first,
no,
because
you're and the process on that has already begun. I'm not totally helpless or oblivious, but
I never said
I
you were either of
just
those things.
I never said you said I was. This is all this is all projection at this point, I think.
Oh, you know what we're gonna do? Come on, get up. We're gonna go see May and Nana.
What we're gonna go okay.
Come on,
Oh, okay.
let's go do this thing.
Um yeah, he gets up and unlocks the office door and follows you out.
Yeah, he's gonna go, jump in his car. Still got the little Nana word in there, just in case. And then he's gonna head over to Nana and May's place. Which looks a lot better.
um
It's got new coat of paint on it. The lawn's well maintained.
nice. We're actually gonna rewind
Oh,
a tiny bit. Same day, but about an hour previous. May, you're at Nana's because you live there.
Yeah. I have
Um,
I have two other places I will be otherwise, but
Nana is busy making dinner or whatever in the kitchen. Um, what are you doing right now, May?
Uh, May has had a tough month. She, ever since Lacey showed up in her room, has been having the dream again and again, and has ended up in the ER a couple times because of stress-induced hyperglycemia. So she's during the day she tries to rest as much as she can, and she feels bad because Nana is taking care of everything she should be taking care of, but um, May most of the time now can barely like stand and walk around for a few minutes without getting dizzy and having to sit for a while again. So she's researching right now of how to get rid of ghosts, which she hoped she never would have to get to this point. But her health is on the line, so this is her last choice.
May, the doorbell rings and you hear Nana call from across the house. May, can you get that, please? I am busy with the food.
Yeah, Nana, I got it. Don't know. Nana, are you expecting company?
No,
It's not the moon again, is it, Nana?
no, Delano is fine.
Okay. She'll shuffle over to the front door and kind of like, I imagine they have a little peephole and kind of like looks through there.
You see a younger middle-aged woman with shoulder length brown hair, dressed very professionally, um green eyes and or like hazel green eyes and a very um sort of stiff stature of like professionalism and posture, um wearing, official, um or very, very, like I said, like business attire, like a pantsuit, or not a pantsuit, sorry, a skirt suit, um, made of very nice fabric and everything. She carries a very like professional looking, like a hybrid briefcase bag, one of those like accordion folder bag things, but it's like custom fancy leather and all that stuff. Um, and she's just standing outside the door.
May will unlock the door and kind of peek out and just be like, hi. Oh, we're not really looking to sell the house. Trust me, you're not like the first people to ask. Sorry. Goodbye.
She puts her hand against the edge of the door to stop you from closing it, and she goes, "Oh no, I would never buy this piece of garbage place, but um, I'm looking for May,
Uh, who's asking?
her mom."
May's gonna try to crush her fingers with the door. She'll even put some telekinesis oomph behind it if she needs to.
She does not pull her fingers away in time, and he bites into her lip and like there's an audible crunch. May, you're gonna have to open the door to let my fingers go.
You can fucking lose them.
There's no need for that kind of language.
Can I try to lock the door? With her hand in it.
I'm gonna say it won't lock because there's fucking fingers stuck in it.
Damn. Fuck. Hey Nana, I need help with the pest problem.
Can you deal with it? I'm right at the part where the dumplings, like, they're going to stick the pan if I walk away.
No, the pest is, it's, begins with an A, ends with a lis.
Oh. God, why can't I just be Delano? Okay, hold on. I throw these away, and she just like dumps the dumplings in the trash can, turns the stove off, and um takes a deep breath and says, "Slytherin."
Are you serious?
He has some words for her.
May's not gonna open the door, but she'll step away and just be like, and just like walk away, but like make it so you can hear her walking away, and like past Nana and around the
Aggressive
corner, but
clomping.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, Nana lets you pass by her, and Nana waits till you're gone and the in your room again, and basically you hear the door open. You hear a very professional, sharp voice, and then you hear a string of profanities you have never ever heard from your Nana, and a third of them are in English, and the other 2/3 are the nastiest Polish that she never even taught you. But then you hear kind of a silence. It's a really weird, strange silence.
Like May has like her head like pressed up against the door, like.
May you and the others in the Scoobs, you've had absolute radio silence from Jack for a month and a half. And suddenly, on your phone, you get a ping.
She like pulls it out with like the shakiest of hands and is like trying very hard to like swipe her password in. It's like looking at it.
The number has already been added to your contacts, actually. It says Alice Hamill. And it says, I know where your friend is.
I think May goes into the group chat and types 911.
You're muted, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. Kind of lost some impact. OMW! Actually, probably getting pretty close at this point.
Yeah. May, actually, I will say you did hear Nana slam the door. But yeah, you get this ping on your phone, this message from someone who you absolutely did not have the number of 10 minutes ago. And so yay, when you and Julian pull up to Nana's house, there is a very nice sedan or town sedan, yeah. Parked out front. And you see standing to its side by the driver's side door, kind of nursing her hand a bit, sending a message is this woman, shoulder length brown hair, very professional. And I think as you pulled up, you can still hear Nana just shouting profanities through the house.
Well, not talking to this woman, because whoever she is, she pissed off Nana. So Ye's just gonna wander on by and just kind of gesture for Julian to do the same, because Julian hasn't spent as much time with Nana, so he doesn't possibly know that you just keep going. Ignore her.
Okay. Julian's like still too overwhelmed by his own shit to process. So, yeah, they just you continue on into the house, or yay, when you knock on the door, Nina comes back and she like starts to cuss at you in Polish again, and then she realizes it's you and goes, "Oh God, thank God! Is she still here though?" Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's
and
still
then,
here. Do I need to throw her somewhere?
Yes.
No,
That's Luna.
You
yes.
do. You don't want to tangle with her. She got powerful. Anyway, come in.
Right.
And Nana, who has never looked distressed in your entire time that you have known Nana, looks very upset and maybe a little worried.
Nana, what's wrong? Who is that? Why does she have you looking like you're about to tear your hair out? Do I need to throw her? Because I'll throw a bitch.
No, you do not want to tangle with her. She is not the same person that I knew 20 years ago.
Who is she?
May, would you like to explain, or should I do the honors?
Yeah, I think, like, as soon as she heard Ye and Julian come in, like, she came out of her room, but she's kind of standing there, staring at the wall, because there's a picture of, May. Damn it, I did this to myself! There's a picture of, May, Nana, and her dad all together, and, she's looking at the three of them, and just kind of sighs. Where does she get the right to call herself my mother? I think mothers have to actually raise their children to claim that title.
He's gonna offer a big bear man hug, but he's not gonna like force it.
Nana,
I think she runs into your arms, just
Oh,
like
gonna-
she misses her dad. Like besides Julian, you're the only guy around, but she doesn't want to hug Julian because that's her teacher.
yeah, that makes things awkward.
Yeah.
So just give her a big old
Julian's just
comforting.
gonna sit. Julian's gonna sit at the kitchen table, and Nana's like, "I'm going to start some cookies," and and the subtext there is like, "Otherwise, I'm going to destroy something." So Nana goes back to the kitchen, and you start hearing, pots and bowls and spoons and ingredients being pulled out and stuff like that. Um, so not Nana, sorry. May, your phone goes off again, and it's another message from who you know is your mom, who somehow has your number and somehow put her number in your phone. And it just says, it's another message saying, I can get him out.
I think she throws her phone, but she's so fucking weak right now that it just kind of bump, 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 bump on the floor. Luckily, they have like rugs, a bunch of rugs and stuff, so it just kind of bump, bump, bump.
He's gonna look down at it, but just gonna just keep hugging May. Maybe guide May over to sit on the couch or something. All right, so I feel like some context is needed here. Is she like a powerful witch in her own right?
May
Not that
looks
you know
at,
of, May.
I was like, May looks at like towards the kitchen at Nana. Why do you say that?
Because I can only think that she's some sort of powerful witch now or supernatural or something if Nana doesn't want to mess with her. Because I have a feeling if that wasn't the case, Nana would just curse her until she had every STD in the world plus 3 new ones that the world hasn't seen yet.
No, Nana won't hurt her because my stupid dad still somehow loves her.
Nana, is that actually the only reason you're not doing anything to that woman?
Plead the fifth from the
knew it!
kitchen.
All right, so there's actually more there than just your dad loves her, so that complicates matters. She was cradling her hand though. Did Nana do something?
No, I crushed her hand in the door.
Nice. Just gonna do a little very gentle for the week in May fist bump.
May is just like looking down in her lap.
Go. He'll lift a hand. Back down. Otherwise, he's just gonna. All right, so the moon didn't show up at the door, but something far worse did. Do you know
Yeah.
what she wants? Why is she bothering you now?
I crushed her hand in the door and I went back to my room. So I don't know and I don't really care.
Nana, you can't keep pleading the fifth on this. You have to know why she's showing up now, or at least have some inkling.
Nope, didn't ask. She's not welcome here.
I hate this. I really hate this. He's just gonna like pull a blanket around May's shoulders and be like, I'll be right back. Julian, we'll talk about the thing here as well, but you could probably use some cookies too. So just enjoy the process. It's fun to watch Nana work. And then Ye's going outside, where he's either going to talk to a bitch or he's going to lay one out and drop her own car on her, depending.
We could Witch of the West or East style.
Exactly, but she's not wearing ruby slippers, just some kind of frumpy pumps.
It's probably those really pointy-toed ones that are so uncomfortable, but only the bitchiest power bitches wear them.
Yep. So yeah, Ye is just gonna, if she's still out there, he's just gonna march over.
It's still out there. She is sitting in her driver's seat now, but she rolls down the window when you approach and she says, "Can I help you?"
That remains to be seen. What I can say is that May isn't even looking at her phone. She threw it. So whatever you're trying to do through the phone, and I have to assume it's you because she threw the phone, isn't going to work. Nana doesn't know why you're here, and nor does she care. She just says that you're not welcome here. So I am going to try to bridge this gap, at least temporarily, and ask you, the fuck do you want showing up here right now? Because it sure as shit isn't something that May appears to want, and it's not something that Nana appears to want. But obviously you want something. So if you want them to know what it is and have even the slightest chance of it happening, let's discourse.
I'm assuming you're an associate of my daughter's?
I'm her friend, yes.
Even better. Long story short, let's put it this way. I know that my daughter has powers, and I need her help. In exchange, I can help her friend.
Which friend?
Someone that's locked up right now.
So Jack. Because I know where Ash is, and Cheryl could afford really good lawyers. So Cheryl wouldn't be locked up.
I also don't know Cheryl.
I believe that's his name, yes.
Jack. Okay. Great. Yeah, let's have a Jack thing go on too. That's okay, great. So basically what you're saying is, you know what happened to Jack, you can get him out of whatever he is involved in, but the only way you're going to do that is if your daughter, who apparently hates your guts because you abandoned her, uses her powers to help you with something.
That was the idea, yes.
All right. What do you need her help with? Because I know May well enough to know that she's not going to do a damn thing if it's not spelled out. And she really doesn't want to talk with you if the broken fingers don't make that clear.
I need to know what May knows about Jack.
That's the magical powers help?
I need to know if she knows something specific.
She probably doesn't. She only met him once. He's more my friend than he is hers.
Has Jack been acting strange around you recently? Well, about a month and a half ago.
He's been acting more drunk. I don't know if that counts, but he wouldn't actually talk about whatever was going on. And what I do know, I'm not sharing. But suffice to say, his behavior has been off recently before he vanished.
We have reason to suspect that she sort of consults something on her phone, thinks about something for a moment. Research has been hampered recently by I'm assuming you know about the supernatural world just by the fact that you're associated with my daughter and her grandmother. So I will say this. My what's the word? Um my place of work has been compromised by a rogue spirit, so to speak. And my daughter is the most powerful seer that I have ever met.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I understand that I am not her favorite person, but I was promised my job with the understanding that I would not be put in danger. I've been put in danger and now I'm seeking her help with the understanding that I can help her friend.
Yeah, who's this we you've been referencing? Is this some sort of Initiative 2.0? Because I know about the Initiative.
Oh no, this is strictly governmental. She will pull out a business card and she'll flip it once in her fingers and then twice in her fingers, and you see a flash run across it, and then she'll hand it to you. And basically, what it says is Alice Hamill, um, Supernatural Technologies Division.
Hello. You're not touching it with a bare hand, just to be clear. Gonna take it carefully, look at it. Well, you already obviously have May's number. Go Gadget government contacts. So I will talk to May about this. And I am interested in helping my friend. So there's some points there. But I'm just gonna just kind of put this out there. I don't care what sort of government protections or anything you have. If you contact me again and she doesn't contact you first, I will find you and I will fold your car around you like it's a goddamn aluminum can. And please understand that I am fully capable of doing this.
Yay, do you have your phone on you?
Of course.
You make me a perception notice check.
Why do you keep doing this to me? My perception notice checks have been ass today.
We're Gen Z. Of course, we always have our phones on
Okay,
us.
see, I called it out and there's 3 successes. Sometimes you just have to.
You hear a crunch and feel a crumple in your pocket, and she nods at you, says, "Noted," and then drives away.
That was such a dick move.
She just crushed your phone.
Yep. Oh.
Without even seeing it.
Oh, we're gonna.
She just asked if it was in your on you.
We're gonna have a talk about that later. She didn't drive off so fast. I was gonna take one of her tires, but all right. So Ye is just going to sigh deeply, kind of reach in and touch the crumpled remains of his phone. Try desperately to remember if it's still under warranty. And then he's gonna go back in the house. And he's just gonna start, open the door, close the door, and go, I hate that woman. I hate her so much. But I know why
Yeah.
she's here. And I know what's going on. And I hate that too. He's gonna sit back down next to May and just collect his thoughts for a minute and pull what remains of his phone out of his pocket. Put that on the
What happened to your phone?
after we did pretty much finish talking, I promised that if she contacted you again before you contacted her, I would fold her car around her like it's aluminum can. And apparently she wanted to do a counter power play by crushing my phone while it was still in my pocket. So definitely a witch or psychic of some sort. Just putting that out there, Nana. She works for the government, some sort of spooky branch of the government, and he's gonna put the card down. And then he's gonna put a little circle of salt from his ever-present Morton salt around it on the table, just in case. And this involves your friend Jack, the guy you met the day we met. Apparently,
the Mennonite Terminator.
yeah, him. Apparently, he's being haunted by some sort of super powerful spectral.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a thing. Apparently, your mom was like studying it or
Can
studying
you
something.
not call her that?
Okay. Agent What's Her Fuck is studying that. I apologize. And now I think the spirit has noticed her and put her in danger. And she knows that you are the most powerful seer that she knows. So,
Wow, she's in danger. I'm surprised she just doesn't, run away like always.
I think this was her kind of technically running away, and trying to buy time. But apparently Jack is in trouble. He's incarcerated or trapped somewhere, and she claims that she can get him out and get him safe, but only if we help her. And I say we because there's no way in hell I'm going to let you have, anywhere near that woman without me to at least try to throw her across 4 states if she tries to fuck you over. That woman is a snake in human skin.
Yeah, I know.
Which I'm sure you know. Yeah. Sorry. And he's just gonna one big old meat hook, little circles on face back. Unless she looks uncomfortable, at which point
yeah, she's just I think just
in a funk.
Yeah.
Kind of a fugue state. Yeah.
Yeah, she was already not doing great before, and this was just the
You hear like some clanking from the kitchen and like Nana just like grumbling and like just like cussing again in Polish because she like dropped something, and then she goes back to baking.
I think May in Polish too will be like, Nana, what the fuck? Why? How does she know magic?
In Polish, she will respond, "Hell if I know."
Back in English, May's just like, so she runs away from bunch of supernatural shit and gets herself into bigger supernatural shit, which, wow, great. So she left her husband and 2-year-old child because of one minor inconvenience to a bigger inconvenience. But I guess that includes money, so
yeah, it would definitely include a bigger paycheck. Government benefits. Climbing the ladder. The whole thing.
I mean, we got some money when, our house kind of collapsed with the rest of the town, and they built us a new house. So
yeah,
but
well,
I kind of just always assumed that along with the multiple apocalypses and her freak child, that's kind of why she left. So
well, I can't speak to that, and I'm sorry she's caused you so much pain and is still causing you pain. And he's going to drop his voice a little bit so maybe Julian can't hear. And he's like, but this is a very recent thing. And I noticed you've been struggling recently. I didn't really know if it was my place, but is there anything I can do? I don't know what's going on, but can I help?
I, at this point, can't even help myself, so I don't know how much you can do. And I think she pulls the book that she was reading off the coffee table. Um, I'm trying to get rid of my best friend who is the only one who ever accepted all the weird shit that ever happened to me and didn't care that I was different. And then I got her killed, and she still treats me like I'm a perfect person. And I'm trying to get rid of her.
Because every time you see her, you're reminded of what happened, and the guilt all comes flooding back.
Because every time I see her, I want to go with her.
Well, don't. I'm just putting that out there. You might be surprised, but there are more people that would miss you now than maybe before. Does she want to go? Does she know what she's doing to you? And is this the ghost you kept me from poking my finger into when we met?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lacey.
I see.
She just always acts so aloof and like I think she knows she's dead, but it doesn't matter, and that her life is still going even though I saw her tore to shreds in front of me, and yet here she is just skipping around like every day is the same.
I'm sorry. And you really want her gone?
No,
Well,
but I can't keep doing this.
yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling. If I could refer you to a good ghost psychic or a good ghost psychiatrist, I would, but I don't think he's taking referrals.
Um, I I I have a therapist. You've met him multiple times.
Yeah,
Um,
the
I
the, the
actually
crow,
don't
Barnabas.
Barnaby. Yeah,
Barnaby, I keep doing that.
I actually haven't seen him in a while, so I think maybe that's also
Part of it.
a big yeah.
Well, I'm no therapist. I'm kind of big and not super bright, but if you want to talk, I'm happy to talk or just listen. Because I like to feel I've gotten to know you at least a little bit thus far. And
It's not
I
like
don't
you're not at my house trying to steal my Nana every week. Yay. I
look,
get it. She's great. She smokes weed. Yes, I know.
well, your Nana is pretty awesome, but I can be honest enough to say she's not the only reason I come over. I worry about you and I care about you. And you're a really fun person, especially when you get all flustered. So,
Well, I mean, like right now, where I'm gross and teary and snotty, and I probably look like a freaking skeleton because
No, it's all right. They look fine. This is real. I'm sorry that you're being crushed right now. I really am. But if your friend doesn't blame you for what happened, and if you didn't mean for it to happen and you couldn't stop it from happening, how is it your fault? Shut up, ghost
Sound
therapist.
like, yeah, you sound like Barnaby. He's said that to me enough times. Um, it's just things seem to come in multiples, and I've been dealing with this all month, and now Alice has emerged from her hole.
But maybe.
And
Go ahead.
I want to help your friend. I do. Whatever has happened with him, I don't think it's fair. I don't know what he's gotten himself into. I just I don't uh I don't know how long I can keep up if I have to work with her.
Well, you're not going to work with her alone. You're not going to handle this alone. I will be with you. I'm sure Ash will be with you. Julian and Nana have our backs. We can make this happen, and we can show your mom that you're not a pushover. You're not a resource. And in the end, she's going to end up owing you. She can say this is about Jack all she wants, but it's really about saving her own fucking skin.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that.
Yeah. But first, he's going to reach into a pocket and pop out some edibles. Not a big fan of Xanax or anything, and I know I seem like weed is the answer to everything, but in this case, it's really good for anxiety.
As soon as he holds it, and Mace snatches it, just
All right, there you go. And he's just gonna like seal the tin and put it down. Just take one of those halves when you feel things starting to get a little much. Talk to your friend. I know she's there. I'm not doubting. Like I know ghosts are real. Got my ass kicked by one. Fucking poltergeist. Um,
I think I'd like to hear about that sometime.
absolutely. Um, but I don't know if this will help. But I'm going to share something that I haven't shared with anyone except for my ghost therapist thing. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on with him, but I think the powers that be have assigned me a therapist, but he only shows up in my dreams. That's not the what I'm admitting though. The reason that I have these visions that I do, what started me on this path of trying to protect people is I had my own version of the site before the powers that be got involved. I could see bits of the future. I could see what would be. I could read into people. And I abused that gift for my own gain and eventually got somebody killed, a young man who could have been my friend, um, to win me some money. I didn't realize it was going to happen, but it did. he died a terrible fucking death. And he died alone and scared. And that's pretty much when the powers that be decided that I needed a kick in the ass. Now, he wasn't my best friend, but he was a good kid. It destroyed his parents. It destroyed their marriage. It did a lot of damage even beyond his death. And I'm not like trying to compare levels of whatever for having caused someone's death, but now you know. So you're not alone in this. Thankfully, I'm not haunted by him. The kid was inventive. He jumped
May
in on
looks
me.
over his shoulder.
Don't you do that to me, May.
she's like laughing for the first time in a while.
I'm gonna give you points for that, but that's also fucked up.
She like grabs his hand and knows he has the touch empathy, and she's like trying to like, she's not trying, she is feeling this, but like she's putting out mostly just like understanding and comfort, but also that underlying sadness of like, of course I understand, and kind of just like holds on to his hands, just like, yeah, I think we're all just a little messed up, and I think that's why we all kind of work, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Found family.
Nana brings in a bowl with a spoon in it.
Nana.
And
He's like, do you want me to test that first? I'll...
Julian made sure I used the right spoons. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. The cookies are baking. Who wants to lick the bowl or spoon?
May looks at it's just like, want to share?
Yeah, definitely.
I think this edible is kicking in because I haven't been eating lately, so my tolerance is.
Well, it's good. It's Dana, do you have any like those leftover meatballs or anything? I think we need to feed May up a little bit.
Let's see. And she will go off back to the kitchen to see what she can scrounge up. As you guys are licking the bowl and the spoon, I'm gonna need May to roll on her tables.
Oh my god!
Come on! I need Yay to roll a d4.
One.
Okay. In that case, if I remember correctly, that one has 20. So Yay, roll a d20.
One.
One. Is that what I think it is? May, do you want to explain what happens to you and what happens to Yay?
Yes, because they're polar opposites. So
Sorry, say that again.
They're polar opposites, which is so fucking hilarious. May's you hear like almost like Transformer, like chunk, 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 as her skin turns into like a gray solid steel, and sitting on the same couch as Yay, as that's happening, she's like, oh fuck, And as she's saying that, like, dust starts to come off of Ye and like hits her in the face, and she looks up with wide eyes, is like, "No!" And your clothes turn to dust, and you're naked.
Ye is just gonna. Ah,
So we're gonna drop the curtain.
With May just.
Well,
I can't believe you took my favorite role, Kyle. I was. Damn it.
So glad we did that. Okay. Thank you guys. First of all, 2 drama points for both of you. Because I put you guys through hell today.
Oh my god.
And just thank you guys for letting me beat the shit out of you.
yep.
Thank you guys for being open to character development and to putting your characters through hell and back. You guys are so great. Thank you for being adaptive to plans changing tonight, but we made it. We did it. We pulled it off, and I'm so proud of us. We went the whole 2 hours. Holy moly. So thank you back, Kyle. Thank you so much, Luna. Thank you, producer Kevin. Thank you, everyone in chat.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, chat was popping
great.
off. Thank you to those of you watching the VOD, to those of you watching on YouTube. If you liked it, I mean, you made it this far, you clearly liked it. Give it a like. Give us a subscribe so that you can see more, and comment, because we love hearing from you. It makes us happy, and it makes you happy. I know it makes you happy, because it makes us happy.
Subscribe to Julian's Only Tweed.
Should draw like a fake Only Tweed poster. Anyway,
Yes.
So, without further ado, last but never least, if you have the energy, be kind to people. But if you don't, at the very least, be nice to each other. Thank you guys, and have a great rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye.